transmit button's working.
Yes.
So let's.
I think something just happened with the radio.
Try it again. Oh man. I'm just gonna see if we can get. I just put this on comm too.
Nothing. I couldn't hear you.
Oh man, but it was working a minute ago.
It was.
Okay, let's just do a quick check here. There we go. This needs to be down.
Okay. So who touched it?
I don't. Actually, you know what? We're on.
So we're on COM 1 now. Getting it.
No, I just put it on COM 1, so it's up here. Flying W traffic, 62862, departing 19er. Okay, let's get out of here, thanks.
Right.
Yeah, so audio panel, you really got to know how this thing works.
Yes.
And there really should be, it says phones and speakers, so we had it on the middle position, which is nothing, evidently. Okay.
All right.
So we checked, everything looks good, fuel's on both, we have full fuel. .3,400 feet remaining. So just brief the runway. It looks like it's right down the runway to me.
Yes, it does.
And we're going to rotate at 55, you said,
yes.
and climb out at 76.
Yep.
Now we have another plane just pulled out, so we'll keep an eye out for him.
All right, 40. 50.
You're flying.
Yes. 55.
Nice and easy. So you're going to take off quickly because of the wind, so just stay right over the center line, a little bit to the right here. You can use aileron and rudder for that. So you're getting pushed into these trees, so weather vane into the, there you go, wind a little bit. Helicopter just got pulled out of their hangar, so they're getting ready to go up. All right, so it's going to be a little bumpy today, so just stay loose.
All right.
Just nice, let's go out to 500 before we start any turns.
Yeah.
Just,
like a plan.
just stay on the controls. You don't have to have a death grip, but you don't want any wind under your wing causing any rotation. Here comes 500. You can start a left turn to your crosswind leg.
Okay, copy that.
And I don't see anyone else out here at our altitude in the vicinity of the airport. There's a couple airliners. Actually, let me see if I can. Actually, there is another aircraft down on the...
South Jersey traffic, you have a bearing coming up on Cabot for the practice.
There he is right there, you got him. Look right there, look right there.
I see him.
Got him.
Any traffic, please advise.
Okay, you're pretty far out, so you can... And you're also... You're climbing really fast because of the headwind there, so...
From 15.
So there's a haze to the west here that's, I don't know if it's blowing.
Flying W, base 19, flying up.
62862 is left downwind, got the base traffic in sight, flying W. Alright, so we should be a little bit slowed down, power back by now, right? Because we're past the midfield, so...
I'm trying to get myself oriented again. I see him down there.
Yeah, he's on short final. He's doing like a combat landing.
Okay, I see where we are now. All right. So, let's get some carb heat on. Back to 1700.
If you lift your nose a little bit, it'll help you to slow down. So it's a little bumpy, so just relax.
Okay.
I'm not going to let you do anything dangerous here. At least I'm going to try not to. There you go. Now you're slowing down.
First degree of flaps.
And South Jersey traffic.
I'm I'm just keeping an eye out for this Baron because he's making some radio calls that would suggest he's plus 600. There's somebody behind you somewhere on a maybe a 45 or coming into South Jersey. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see where we are. We're probably just.
Second degree.
I do not see the runway. There we go. You're on a nice base here.
Little high?
I don't know. You can have an interesting time because that wind is going to be blowing down the runway.
Okay.
So just watch your descent rate. That's the one thing
Right.
that you got to worry about. Just take your time.
Yep.
You can fly this plane with 2 fingers.
Okay. Trim it a little bit then. A little bit
South Jersey traffic, Baron is on a final for runway 26. South Jersey, any traffic, please advise.
Yeah, so just, I don't know where that guy is. He thinks he's on a final, but he's actually flying right the fuck in front of us. Excuse me.
Yep.
Flying W traffic, 62862, 1 mile final, runway 19, flying W. This guy's right over your head. He doesn't know it.
Well, he should be able to see us.
Well, I don't think he's aware. He's right over our head. Let me just lift the wing. Hang on. See him anywhere?
Nope.
Okay. Resume your approach. Yeah, he's on a final for South Jersey.
Traffic at South Jersey. Yeah, we just left 26. Okay.
Yeah, he has no idea that we're underneath him right now. He's now no factor.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have a light out on our Pappy there?
It looks like it, unless I'm really high.
No, you'd be able to see it no matter what. So that's actually good practice. So don't get too low here. We don't want to land in the grass. Let me just grab the yoke real quick. Watch this. You're over controlling the aircraft. This isn't helping you at all. Just watch. Real gentle movements. There you go. Back to you. Your plane.
My plane?
Start working the power back. I'm going to stay on this with you just because we are definitely going to get some gustiness down here. So you need a little right rudder. Let's just hold it. Watch. A little bit of right rudder, and this thing's going to land really easy.
Okay.
There you go. So let's practice not going crazy. I know it's really nerve-wracking. Let's flaps up, carb heat off, mixture's full rich. Check the
Flaps
fuel
up.
and
Fuel is good.
about the trim wheel. Rotate. We're out of here.
Good. Yep.
So we got a really nice climb rate here. Tap the brakes, watch the trees. I can't see the airspeed. Can you read that off to me?
Airspeed is 75.
Okay, your plane.
My plane.
Whoa. A little bit to the right. Yeah, there you go. So it's going to be bumpy, but this is actually good practice because this wind is right down the runway. I've actually...
Baron will do a 180 at the end of runway 26 and taxi back for the ramp.
Do me one small favor. I just need a little bit of... I don't know if that's going to work, but maybe I'll use mine. There we go. Yeah, so when we're on final, just see if you can at least try just a little less corrections.
Okay. I'm trying to absorb the feeling.
I think, though, that that's all in your head because there's not really that much happening.
Okay.
There's a lot of little oscillations, but the more you overcorrect, you're actually making it worse for yourself.
Okay.
So right now we're not climbing. That's why that engine sound just sped up. So there you go. Some really interesting cloud formations out here this morning.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is to do with some unsettled weather coming in here, and we're probably right on the front edge of it right now. I think we're at the beginning of the 26 or whatever they called it, 25 knot gusts.
And
there you go.
Get up there.
Yeah, it's a little bumpy, but you know, if you're going to be the pilot, this is something you just have to get really used to. And the bigger planes you're in, the less you get blown around.
So carb heat. 1700. We can put in the first degree of flaps.
Yeah, so just be aware today's going to blow your confidence a little bit, and I don't want you to focus on that because you were flying pretty well last time, and I want to get you soloed as soon as we're safe and ready to do that.
Right.
So don't get too focused on the bumpiness today. Just we're going to roll with it.
Yep.
Tomorrow, I think, is supposed to be pretty nice, and we'll get back to normal. There you go. So you got your power set.
Yeah.
And South Jersey traffic, Brian's clearing runway 26, South Jersey. 5 full stop.
Flying W 62862, left base 19, flying W.
In for
Guys, guys are having a gigantic conversation with themselves. Just watch your ball where you're way outside the range. There you go.
Right. Little high.
Not a problem. Wow, look how lined up those 3 water towers. I've never seen that before. I wonder if that's the edge of some strata, or that's just a freak of nature thing. Coincidence. Yeah. So we're super high. Yes. We have a PAPI light out, so that now you got to learn how to fly the plane without the visual reference to the glide slope indication.
All right, 500 feet, so we're not that bad.
Not bad at all. Just watch your descent rate.
Yep.
We're at 700 feet.
Yep.
We want it to be at about 300 here.
Copy that.
Yeah, so
450.
you're doing a lot less overcorrecting now. So
Yes.
watch this. Just let me have the control real quick.
You have the control.
Watch. 2 fingers. You know. It's kind of like we're flying the plane inside of a dishwasher or something.
I'm gonna add flaps though.
Yeah, well, actually,
Don't need it.
let's land with 20 degrees of flaps because
Okay,
that would be,
fine.
okay, your plane. It would be something you would do on a day like this is maybe not use full flaps because A, we have this giant headwind right down the runway which is going to slow us down. B, the more flaps, the more you're going to get blown around by these puffs. So right now we need some power. Just you can feel it, we're getting a little slow. Keep the nose pointed to your aiming point. There you go. So this doesn't look bad. Now you can start working the power back again. We're getting a little closer. I would put the right rudder in now so you don't have a big adjustment and you know what the aileron correction is. Let's keep the nose pointed down so we don't stall it. We're just gonna work this down. A little bit of power. There you go, that's all you need now.
Flying to be traffic.
Jesus, this is a little bit of power, a little bit of power.
To the northwest. Flying to be traffic.
Interesting, interesting. I'm
You have
gonna,
the plane?
yeah, my plane. We still have a half a runway left.
Yes, we do. We're at 50.
Our airspeed's already 50.
55.
I'm gonna get us airborne right now just because we're already flying. Wheel brakes, what's our airspeed?
Airspeed is 70.
Okay, we're past VX, we're on our way to VY.
Yes, we are.
Positive rate, you can have the plane
My
back.
plane.
Kresge's pitch left down 127 Kresge.
Flaps are up, carb heat's off, mixture's full rich,
Yes.
fuel's on both.
Wheels on both. So what happened there?
It's just really windy down there. That's the 20 knot wind gust. And when that gets down in those trees,
Yes.
you know, when you're on approach, it's all coming at you. When you get down in those trees, it's just a whirlwind happening down on the ground. Mechanical friction and all kinds of little vortices are building around the hangars and the trees and the grass.
Right.
Yeah, so you didn't do anything wrong.
Okay.
You just need to be ready that that could happen to you on any landing, really.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wasn't at all worried about that. That's just, you know, add a little power, get the plane over the runway.
Right.
I actually can tell you when we were doing that, I don't know if you were a little worried, but to me, that's just like, you know, we just have to add a touch of power, a little left rudder, a little right rudder, a little aileron, get back over the center line. And you just need to get to a point where you know what the reaction needs to be.
Right. That's experience.
Kresge's getting pitch across the...
If it gets like really crazy, you know, one option is to do a go around and go somewhere else, but there's not like a really good option right now because the wind is right down the runway here.
Yes.
Is that traffic for Kresge's? That's affirmative.
All right.
I mean, mean, you might say, all right, I'm going to go to Hamilton because it's a really wide runway, and I'm just going to park the plane and get an Uber home. Which is a perfectly, you know, they would much rather you do that than break something.
Oh, absolutely.
Or get hurt. So don't ever rule that out. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Cross keys, get a piston left base, your final 27 cross keys.
Yeah, if you ever get in a situation where you're like, this is not going to work, just don't even think twice. I'm gonna go somewhere where there's a big wide runway, a long runway, and I'm gonna land, and screw it. They'll have to come get the plane later. That's always gonna be the right answer. They don't care.
Okay.
They would much rather they lost an hour and a half of rental than, you know, the plane.
Yeah.
Plane's down for 6 months, and you got hurt. And they're in an investigation with the FAA or NTSB.
Yeah.
Okay, this actually feels good. Still a little bumpy, but beautiful day out, man. The leaves didn't start really changing here too much.
It's still quite warm, though.
I think I've landed here 10,000 times, and I never saw those 3 water towers like that before. Now I can't stop looking at it.
Right.
Okay, so we're not really lined up, so let's do that first. Let's get out here. Let's get out here and get lined up. So you got a chance here. So let's go out here, and when you're on the center line. So this time, instead of flying all the way down, weather vaned into the wind, which is fine. That is one of the 2 techniques. Let's put the right rudder in now, left aileron, add a little power to overcome that drag, and fly the plane in this way. And that way you don't have to be guessing what the rudder correction is going to be when you get to the ground. You already know. See this? So you got it. I want you to put the rudder, so that's too much.
Okay.
We're weather vaned wave. It's somewhere right around there. We're right over the wires, so we don't want to stall here, right?
Certainly does.
There you go. So find the sweet spot. Use your feet and your ailerons. There you go. You're getting it. Just keep this thing pointed down. Don't let that nose come up because we do want to land. Just right about there. This looks pretty good to me. That center line is like just a little bit to our right. So just let it drift a little. The wind will push you. There you go. Now, just a little flat right now, so you might want to just hold the altitude a little bit. I'm just going to jump back on because you actually had it, so it's right there. And just stay on the throttle because that's the one thing we needed last time when we got here. So there's the little bumpiness from the vortices from these trees, and it's getting really bad right in front of the trees. It'll probably dissipate a little when we get past. There's the...
Okay, you're playing.
Okay, so we'll get rid of that and full power. Look at Mort running. Okay, we're out of here.
We're at 60.
Flaps up, carb
Some
heats
birds right in
off.
front of us, though.
Got them. Mixture, throttle. You grab the throttle and you can have the plane there.
All right, I have the
Your
throttle
plane.
and I have the plane, yeah. They are still in
So I was actually paying really close attention. One thing we could do is just land a little bit long.
That's what I was thinking.
You might avoid a little bit of that.
Van traffic, clear child, entering midfield left downwind, 2.
Yeah, so
We're actually going to be crosswind to downwind, 25, Van.
I guess the wind is coming this way, and it's getting caught up in those trees, and you know, it doesn't have anywhere to go, so it's over on the runway now. It's creating some kind of funnel there and pushing a lot of extra air over toward the runway, which means it's faster, and then it's creating some kind of vortices. The other thing we could do is, if you want, we can run down to Hamilton and do a couple there.
You want to do that? Let's try it.
Yeah, let's do another one here, and then we'll do a, if everything looks good, we'll do a touch and go, or maybe we'll do a taxi back, depending on how far down we land.
Right.
And if it's a big crosswind at Hamilton, we could do a couple crosswind landing practices down there.
Van traffic, clear child, left crosswind, 25, Van.
Just keep it coming.
this is challenging conditions, though. I mean, you can. I'm actually gonna buckle up a little here because I don't want to be smashed into the ceiling. Yeah, these are challenge conditions for sure. So this is good practice because when you come out here tomorrow, and if it's a beautiful day after it rains, I think you'll appreciate it more. Yeah, you'll appreciate it more, and you'll be flying a lot cleaner and smoother.
First degree of flats.
Fans in traffic, clear Charles.
We actually have to hang on as opposed to just sitting here. Okay, yeah, so there's some weird weather. I don't know if that's fog and mist that hasn't blown out from last night or if that's blowing in for this afternoon. I wasn't really sure where that weather was coming from. But there is weather on the way. Okay, so we're getting out here pretty far. This soccer field is always about as far out here as you want to go. I'm just going to push this thing out and see where the weather starts. I don't see any weather. Oh wait, here it is out here. Central Pennsylvania is, I'm guessing that's a IFR fog, mountain obscuration. So there's still a lot of weather there from this morning. Still don't see this thunderstorm activity they've been talking about, though. I guess that was later this afternoon.
Fans in traffic, clear Charles, final 25.
Yeah, so the fact that watch the ball. Look at the ball's way out there. You go. The fact that Pappy is out is making this kind of interesting. Having one light is not useful. We know we're not low, but we don't know how high we are.
All right, but as long as we're 500.
As long as there's one white light, we know we're probably on the high side of something, but we're not sure how high.
Yeah.
But we know that without two red lights, we're not on the low side. This looks pretty good here, I would say. Now it's starting to turn pink, so you know you're getting low if you got only one light and it's turning pink. There you go. So let's try landing a little long. Do you see where the shadows from the trees are?
Yes.
Let's make our aiming point beyond that. You're still going to get some turbulence on the way down, but let's make our aiming point just beyond that shadow line, the far end of it. And then we'll plan on doing a, so just add a touch of power.
Yep.
We'll plan on doing a full stop landing, taxi back, and then we'll run down to
Hamilton.
Let's get a little more flaps too, because let's use all of them because we're going to land long. We want all of the odds in our favor here. A little bit of power, because if we're going to land long, we're not going to make it here.
That's right.
There you go, this looks better. Keep that power in, don't let it out. So the danger here is, you know, we don't want to get blown toward those trees, just a touch of power. There you go, now you can start working it out. And let's go a little bit of left rudder and just hold it, there we go. So it turns out you can feel that, like that was...
Ooh, baby.
So I was just about to add full power, but let's just taxi back.
Yeah, I thought you were taxiing. I'm sorry, I missed it.
No, that's good, we're good. That actually worked, so good to know.
Do you want to stay here or do another?
Well, if you want, yeah, you know what? Why don't you? No, I don't want to leave if that was actually, so maybe we'll just do you can get off here.
Yeah.
We'll do a couple of those where we land long, and if we have to taxi back, so be it. Because I had no involvement in that whatsoever.
Okay.
So you landed it. So let's
I just opened the window.
Let's use that bit of information that there's a lot of turbulence and vortices around these trees.
Right.
If you use the shadow and do kind of a maybe 1/3 of the runway touchdown point, plan on no touch and go.
Right.
Because doing touch and goes and bad landings is not helping you. So if we can get a couple good landings in,
yes,
and we got to waste 3 or 4 minutes taxiing back.
Yeah. Look at that big boy.
That's actually just an Archer. That's the one that just landed that Moore brought back. He had that over at his house last night, working on it. And you went to Dr. Levin, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Dr. Levin is just borrowing that just to go somewhere this morning.
Nice.
At least that's what the plan was. He was going to leave at 9 o'clock, so it's 9:15.
It's interesting how you have to work it, keep it, work it till you. And after we passed the trees, like you're saying, it was smooth.
Yeah, it was very smooth. I was actually, one thing, well, we got to get our flaps and clean this up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, let's just stop, because if Barbara's in there, you're never getting to hear the end of that. Just do your after landing checklist. If she sees you taxi by with flaps,
Yeah, flaps up.
that's end of.
That's it. 1,000, carb heat is off. Landing lights, trim wheel is set. After landing checklist complete. Okay.
Yeah, don't ever taxi by that window with your flaps down. That's certain death.
Thankfully, she's not here.
Yeah. Well, there's about 100 other. Your patterns are really good. Look at that. Those are beautiful patterns, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's about as, whenever that line is very consistent like that, you're doing something right.
Okay.
You're cutting the corner down here.
Yeah, because of the wind, it's blowing me.
It wasn't because of the wind. You're just cutting the corner. You're just
Okay.
cutting the corner.
But when I'm going around,
I'm going to make you straighten that out, because this one, the departure leg looks really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll fix that this time.
Okay.
We'll just make that a square corner.
Okay.
So you got two guys doing a run up now, and they have completely cock blocked you here. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping the whatever that is, 8126 X-ray, I think, gets out of here first. But there might be enough room for us to sneak by. Do a before takeoff checklist real quick, because if we get up here, we're leaving.
After landing, before taxi, before takeoff, flaps are as required, be 0, mixture sets are rich, carb heat is off, lights we have, trim, I've set it, fuel valve on both, heading indicator, good, transport at 1200 altitude, time, recheck, you've got that VR 55, VI 76, and VX is 60, before takeoff, done.
Okay.
So.
Let's just taxi up here. I'm going to grab the plane and tell these guys we're coming by unless one of them moves. Even if one of them moves, we're still stuck.
Yeah. So I'll stop right here.
I'm going to grab this. Okay, 126 X-ray, we're coming by. Flying W traffic 62862, immediate departure, runway 19, flying W. Okay, I'm just going to get you set up here, and you're going to take the plane back. Ready?
Yes.
Full power, your plane.
My plane.
I'm going to close your. I got it.
Okay.
You got the plane.
I have the plane.
That's on the before takeoff checklist.
It
So
was, yeah, my bad.
it's okay. So it's always nice taking off into a solid headwind, right?
Yeah.
So let's get well to the right of the trees. I don't want to be clipping any branches on the way out here. So you got a positive rate of climb. Your airspeed is somewhere between VX and VY, so just keep it working toward the
VY.
76. Is it 73 or 76?
76.
76. One of those two is 73.
You going or? We're still running up. Go ahead. Okay. Should be fun. It'll be sporty.
Oh shit! I got it. Okay. So that's one of the questions on your pre-takeoff, pre-solo quiz. What do you do if the window or door opens? And the answer is nothing. I can't. Oh, you know why? I pushed it the wrong way.
Flying W, ready to check?
All right.
Loud and clear.
Right front of you, clear the area.
Make this nice and square. Just level off here. Look back at the runway. We're actually, there you go. The wind's blowing you that way. That's why it's hard to make that. So you got to really try to make it square. And now you can go ahead and turn downwind. So if you don't do that, it's just making your downwind leg a quarter, half a mile shorter. Because now we're still not at 1,000 feet. So if you kind of square that off or even head out, crab into the wind on the way out on your base, on your crosswind leg.
Alright, let's get this.
There you go. All right, so you're all set now. This is midfield, carb heats, radon, power back, nose up.
Traffic start is right crossing on 2-1 grass, climbing 1 valley to 2500, heading
First degree of flaps.
over.
Okay.
Flying W traffic 62862 is left downwind, runway 19, flying W.
And 343 Tango Mike, turning left,
Crosswind.
crosswind, 19, flying W.
Come on.
Flight W traffic, Grumman 99084 uniform 10 miles to the northeast. We'll be setting up 4045 left downwind runway 19er, flight W.
Okay, so situational awareness. Now you're going to have 4 of us in the pattern, possibly. Because it looks like Joe is staying here, yep. And those other guys.
And flying W, Cherokee's downwind, 19, flying W.
So let's go ahead and turn early so we don't have him up our ass. There you go. And just watch your descent rate. There you go.
And Somerset traffic start to Puerto Silva, 31 grass, heading overhead of Somerset to the east, 2,500 feet, Somerset.
Okay, so now that wind is really pushing you this way, so the thing to do is, and it's really pushing you, you can just look at South Jersey, just crab into it, and the crab angle is going to be significant. It's almost 10 or 15 degrees. So look what you have to do in order to stay lined up with South Jersey's runway. It's about 15 degrees of crab there. You got the plane?
I have the plane. Power back a little bit.
Yeah, otherwise you'll end up out here over the Route 38. This looks much better. And what's deceiving that you're not aware of right now is the wind is pushing you really hard this way.
Yes.
And it's going to help you to slow down.
Right.
And you're not going to need all that distance today. So we're actually crabbing over the wires here.
Yep.
There you go. And let's go out and intercept the extended
Flying W,
center line.
Cherokee's left base, 19, flying
That's
W.
a little tight. That's a little tight. 62862, 1 mile final, 19, flying W. So we're going to land. So your aiming point is beyond those shadows.
Yes.
So don't descend at the normal rate. Just keep a little power in yet. This looks fine to me. I would say you're kind of aiming for that stripe beyond the shadows. We're going to do a full stop landing.
Yes.
And if we try and make this a short field, we will
Flying W, Cherokee's base to final, 19, flying W.
we'll have the power out and we'll be able to jump off on the second, possibly on the second. A little bit of power here.
I feel that.
Okay, so nice and easy. Little left rudder. Let's just point the plane down there. A little bit of right rudder. There we go. Start. Now you can start working the power back. We're aiming for the stripe right after. And we're going to land. Power's all the way out, and we're going to do simulated hard braking. Nose all the way back, and we're going to get right off so he can land behind us. Skyhawk's clear, 19, flying W. Okay, we did that successfully. You can go ahead, pull up 2 plane lengths.
Yes.
And we'll check our
Yes, we will this time.
flaps. So I thought he was much closer. I just didn't want to be,
Well, it's still good.
because watch his landing. He's going to try and land in the normal spot, so we can watch the show here.
Flight W traffic, Grumman 99084 uniform 5 miles to the north. We'll be setting up for a straight in runway 19er, full stop, Flight W.
Flaps, extras for
So look up here and just watch the difficulty he's going to have. And hopefully he stays on the runway.
I hope so.
So he's super flat.
Yeah,
So
but he's got it.
Yep.
Flying W.
Okay,
Let's get up. Yeah.
Yeah, that worked. So I'll see. This is not a good.
26, X-ray, line up and wait, 19.
Okay, so he's
Going to stop. Yeah.
well.
And flying W, Cherokee's exiting 19, flying W.
I was going to say he actually, I don't know if he did it on purpose or by accident. He used a
Cherokee clear 19, flying W.
completely different technique. We landed long to avoid those vortices. He landed short to avoid them. So maybe let's try that.
Okay.
Because we do have the wind in our favor, right? It's
Yes, we do.
actually helping us to stop really fast today. And it's really good that we have all these leaves flipped over showing us where the wind is, because in 2 months from now there will be no leaves and you'll be out here and
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, the one good thing is
Flying W traffic, Diamond departing 19er straight out, southbound departure, Flying W.
Yeah, let's try what he did. And again, I don't know if he did that intentionally, but he landed extremely short. That could have been a result if he had no PAPI. And I'll also tell you he got really lucky, because usually when you come in that flat, you bounce. But the wind was pushing so hard, I think it overcame that tendency.
Flying W traffic, Grumman,
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he did it on purpose.
Flying W.
Okay, let's not put our wing over. There you go.
Northwest, or northeast, inbound to Volt.
I don't know where he went, man. He's...
Flying cab, Archer 26 X-ray, departing on the 45 to the south, Flying W.
Okay, let's just do our pre-takeoff checklist.
Before taxi flaps is required, rich, car heat is off, trim is set, fuel valve is on both, heading indicator recheck, transponder, time 55 and 76, 60.
Windows open.
Window is open.
Is that on there?
No.
Flying W traffic, Grumman is on a 2-mile final runway 19er full stop, Flying W.
Nope, it's on,
Attack the run-up. Cabin doors and windows.
That's weird. Not on there, you're right. So, there you go. That's one. Just really quickly scan here. Nobody in the way.
Yes.
Oh shit, yeah, let's do. Let's go ahead and turn this around. I didn't see him, so that's always an issue we got to be careful of, that we don't.
Flying W traffic, Grumman is on a 1-mile final 19er.
So it would have helped if he had made a radio call too.
Right, and he just did. He probably just saw us going.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll take that as we would have gotten out of here, no problem. But
still.
Okay, I can't see him now, so we're a little.
He's coming. He's just about probably coming up to the pitot tube. He'll stop.
Yeah, so it is just one thing that we always have to check, because no matter how hard you try, sooner or later you're going to pull out in front of somebody, and it's just a matter of time before it gets really close.
Then you're right. We would have gone.
We would have been long gone, but we didn't know. He could have been right over top of us.
Right.
So if you're ever the guy on final, you don't do a overflight down the runway. You move over to the right, or if you need to do it on the left side, whatever's the safest, but usually on the right. So this guy's super flat too. And now, I don't know if these guys are all landing flat because that PAPI's out, but whatever the reason is, they're all getting really lucky by not landing long into those trees.
Yes, they're already on the ground by then.
Yeah, which we're going to see if we can turn that into a lesson here.
Yes.
Yeah, I do believe that what's happening with both of these guys is they came in.
Flying W traffic, Grumman is clear for runway 19er.
So he's not clear. You can see that. So you really should wait till you're off the runway before you say that in case. Okay. Flying W traffic 62862, immediate departure 19. Flying W, close traffic. I was just grabbing that so you can focus on this.
Yes.
So flaps, mixture, carb heat, trim wheel, you can go ahead. Fuel's on both. I think these guys don't have the PAPI. I think they're getting this gigantic amount of headwind, and they're landing really short and really flat as a result of those two things combined. And I bet you will witness someone else do that in a minute. Wow, this thing really got off the ground. So just be careful, we're just a little premature there.
It was at 55.
Okay, just a little to the right. There you go, that's fine. If it said 55, that's fine. It just felt like our ground speed was really slow, but our airspeed was fine. So as long as it said 55. Just be aware when it's gusty, it could be 55, then it could be 45.
Okay.
So if it's really gusty, you maybe just want to add 5 for 8 knots, whatever the rule is, half the gust factor.
Okay.
So if it's 15 gusting 25, that means you got a 10 knot gust, so you add half of that into your...
Flying W traffic, Archer 716 Golf is about 10 miles north Inbound for left downwind to 19.
No airport. There we go. So...
First traffic, Grumman is on the downwind for 27. We're going to approach the pattern from the downwind to the north.
So I need to find this guy. So remember the last time we said we were going to point it out this way just a hair to make it square. So when he said Grumman inbound, I think he's... Did you see what direction he said or hear what direction he said? I don't see him anywhere.
Nope.
I got nothing. I got a guy at plus 3,200 feet. That could be him, I guess. I don't know why he'd be that high. Unless he's going to go out and teardrop.
Wind up here, Gary. Yeah, it is. Any later, it would have been a little rougher.
Yeah, I'm doing a grand speed 156 knots.
Let's get lined up parallel here, because you're a little bit wider than you have been on your last couple.
I want to try and get straight.
That's okay. Just take your time.
Yeah.
Just look. You're looking over at the runway. You don't have an iPad, so that's helpful today.
I didn't bring it.
No, that's good. I'm glad you didn't, because
I want to focus on
this is a visual. This is a visual maneuver. Although I will say, Raphael had his iPad the other night, and he had to do a couple 360s for spacing in the pattern. And his iPad was really beneficial to stay away from the runway in the dark.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right. How we doing? We got 1 notch flaps, carb heat on. Mixture's full rich.
9er 84 uniform is departing runway to 19er. We'll stay in the pattern. Flying W.
Flying W traffic 62862 is left downwind to left base 19 flying W. Okay, nobody on the final approach that I see, so whole place is yours. So we're going to try and land a little shorter than the trees this time. So this will be a short field landing. We do not want to land in the bean field under any circumstances.
Any circumstances.
So I did not hear a radio call. That guy's taking off right now. Where's that, a car? No, that's a plane.
That's a plane.
So my suggestion is just add a touch of power, because we're going to be a little low by the time we get to the wires. Just because the wind.
Right, he's gone.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, no factor there. Flying W traffic 62862, base to final 19 flying W.
Flying W traffic, Grumman's on the airpoint to 19er. Flying W.
There you go. Beautiful. So we're going to be a little low. Let's not cross these. We're still descending really fast there. So add a little power, and you can maintain this attitude.
Right.
I don't think that's going to be an issue. Yeah, I think everyone's coming in here, and they're confused about the missing lights. You know? Okay, so let's start working the power back just a hair. And let's just plan on landing right on the 19, like the rest of those guys did.
Right.
But what we're going to do is we're going to make it a less flat approach. So let's hold the power just right there. And we're going to try and let's start working the power out now. You got, we need some more flaps. There goes the rest of your flaps. Power's all the way out now.
Yep.
So I don't know if we're going to be slowed enough here. Now I'm looking and I don't see the shadows, so I'm thinking the wind is gone, but that's definitely not the case. So that time we just flew right into it. So things have changed again here. Let's go full. That's just your nose wheel is castering a little bit there. You always just want to lift up.
Grumman is on the midfield, left down, we runway 19er. Flying up.
And rotate. And I'm going to give you the plane. We have positive rate of climb, safe airspeed above VX. Flaps are up, carb heat's off, mixture's full rich, and fuel's on both. Your plane.
My plane.
There you go. You want to run down to Hamilton, or?
Sure.
You can stop or go down to Hamilton, whatever is going to cause you the least amount of stress. All right, Hamilton is due south, so if you just fly straight out, I'll give you some vectors when we get up here.
Okay.
1W traffic, Grumman is turning left base to 19er, line W.
Alright, let's see. Nobody in front of you, so you can just hold this heading, climb to 2,000 at least.
Copy that.
And flight heavy traffic, Grumman is turning final runway 19er, full stop, line W.
So we're going November 81, lost it. Man, this is the worst thing about trying to enter a flight plan in a touch screen on a day like today. That's why a lot of people really prefer the old knobs instead of touch screen. I'm not sure I believe that, but because most of the time it's really helpful. Okay, so Hamilton is 15 degrees right.
1W traffic record 716 Golf is 3 miles to the north, entering on a 45 to the left downwind 319, 716 Golf.
And Hamilton,
South Jersey traffic, Grumman 5 to the south, inbound landing 26, South Jersey.
Hamilton is 1227. Yeah, that's, you got it.
Yeah.
You can put it in there.
Oh, sorry, 1227.
Yeah, just take your time. You haven't been playing around with the radio a lot lately, so you can flip-flop that now. Right there.
Zulu, visibility 9er,
So,
altimeter
it sounds like somebody
2980,
else is
weather
down there.
advisory, wind 220 at 8, gust 14. Sky condition, clear, temperature to 1 Celsius,
watch your climb rate here,
2.18
just, yeah, there you go.
humidity
Just 500 feet per
84%,
minute's good.
density altitude missing, condensation altitude
I think
1,500.
we have to make sure this is Hamilton. I think somebody else just activated that.
Okay.
So let's see if we can react.
November 93 kilo, entering the downwind for runway 24, Ocean County.
Okay, so that's Ocean County. So someone is at Hamilton. It's 2549 Quebec. I don't know.
Mountain Airport,
There we go, we got
automated
it.
weather
So
observation
they got that
at
fixed, man.
1341
Working great now.
Zulu,
Yes.
visibility
Smooth up
9er, altimeter 2980, weather
2980.
advisories, wind 220 at 8, gust
220 at 8.
24.
Oh,
Sky condition,
220.
clear, temperature to 1 Celsius, 2.18 Celsius, humidity 84%,
220.
density altitude missing, condensation altitude 1,500.
So the runway is 21 there, so...
traffic, we're
sorry. Yeah, we're going to be landing runway 21 and the wind is 220.
Mountain Airport, automated weather observation at 1342, Zulu, visibility 9er, altimeter 2980, weather advisory, wind 220 at 9er, gust 24, sky condition.
9er and 24,
22
so...
Celsius,
Okay, so we got the wind. We're going to land runway 21. We'll go ahead and set that in our flight plan just so we got a better visual of what's going on, procedure. This is the best.
Warrior, 19 Quebec, turning in.
We'll do a 45 entry, add to route. Very easy to do. And that actually takes us on the far side of the airport. Can you see this?
Yes.
Takes us on the far side back in. Be much more realistic to do an overflight or let's set a different procedure. That's not really a good procedure. That's going to take forever. Let's do cross midfield direct or teardrop. What do you want to do?
Crosswind, midfield direct.
Okay. They're both equally acceptable. One would be better if there was no traffic, like the one we just picked. The other one might be better if there was a few planes. Looks like there's only one guy, and he may leave by the time we get there. I think that might be the flight school plane that was from ATP. I'm not sure. I didn't get their tail number, but they come down here pretty often.
Okay.
So let's see where we are. We are going a really wrong direction right now, so we need to turn
You have a traffic for
almost 90 degrees right.
in 19 Quebec, turning base, runway 21.
So that guy's at
County
Hamilton.
traffic, Skyhawk, Sea Sierra Papa, joining downwind, 24 Ocean County.
Yeah, so I can just give you a new direct to, so we're pretty far away. Direct to, boom.
Center Jersey, Skyhawk crossing 35.
Okay, so let's turn back a little bit that way. We'll be on our way.
Final runway 24.
You got this. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Let me just give you a little better.
Traffic, Skyhawk,
Is that any better?
811 is on the departure leg 25.
So we're 9 minutes away, 10 nautical miles. Let's hold 2,000 feet, your power's set. Everything looks good for cruise to me. We could listen to McGuire for a minute. That's not really helpful since there's traffic at.
The traffic, where is 497 back? On final runway 4.
So just let's pick a heading. When you level off on the magenta line, let's pick a heading, and we'll use our DG and magnetic compass to get down there. Can we see the airport yet? I think maybe. A little hard to see from this side, from this distance, but we are going to be lined up with it in a second.
Okay.
All right, so Hamilton is
Center Jersey traffic,
actually right off your
Skyhawk,
nose.
811 is turning left crossing.
So we're flying 200, so let's get that. You already got that set up. Let's just fly 200 heading for now and see what happens.
Hamilton traffic, Diamond is 4 miles to the north.
So it says the airport is right in front of us, and it's right there in the haze. Do you see it? It's not this field. It's not the big green field. That's the soccer and turf field. It's a little strip on that direction.
Okay.
You see it?
If you say it, yep. I see something.
Okay, well, I mean, I just know because we come here so often. But it's over that way. It's about 2 degrees to your left. There you go.
Okay.
Center Jersey, Skyhawk, turn base 35.
Okay, so now, how are we going to enter the pattern? Because now it's telling me like that teardrop entry we made is just not going to really do us much good from here. So let's redo this procedure. We want to enter runway 21. We don't want to do a straight in. Well, it's actually telling us straight in is the best one, but we'll do a teardrop.
Runway 2.
Why don't you want to do a straight in?
Traffic, Skyhawk 908-772.
Well, straight in doesn't really help you, and there's 2 people in the pattern, it looks like, so
Center Jersey.
let's do the direct, though, direct over flight. The teardrop's going to be really complicated and a big waste of time. We'll do the midfield direct. So the midfield direct is going to be coming up on the right side. Yes. Flying over the center of the field. We're going to check the windsock while we're doing that. Then we're going to make left turn, well, left turn here, left turn to the downwind, left turn to the base, left turn to final. And if we get down there and there's too many people in the pattern or it doesn't look good, we'll amend our plan. The guy that just left in the Diamond is now down here doing this, so he may be going to Atlantic City, but it looks like he's going to hang down pretty low. Okay, so got a little bit of cloud here, so just be aware we're flying into, increasing cloud layer here. So that little haze layer that looks like is actually a thin cloud layer here may or may not, might burn off, might get thicker, so we got to keep an eye on that. So you see the airport now? It's that opening up there. The runway goes that direction.
Yes, I see it.
This is Atsign Lake. You see the beach? If you're over Atsign Lake and you're over the beach and you just look due south, you're staring down the runway at Hamilton usually. This giant green field over here, most of the season is a good landmark because that's a sod farm. And they also play soccer there, which I don't think is probably a good idea. All these people are probably playing soccer on all kinds of pesticides and fertilizer that's, probably not good for you, but what do I know?
Right.
November 903,
I know it can't be good for you, otherwise my yard would look like that.
Right. Mine doesn't.
Okay, now you got the airport?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so we're staring right down the runway. We're actually on the right side.
Yes.
We're going to go up the right side, which is the upwind leg, instead of going all the way. Actually, you know what? You can just fly the pattern that way if you want. We can go down,
Left and left.
we'll go, you know, upwind, crosswind, downwind, base final.
Okay.
Instead of this whole,
Over the 7 numbers for downwind to
'cause,
25.
there's actually state police helicopter just entered the pattern too. This is where they live.
Okay.
That's their hangar, so they'll be coming up on your left side of the airport. Yeah, we got a little bit of low clouds burning off below us now. You can see little remnants hanging in here. And it looks like it gets a lot thicker as we go to Cape May. That's the Mullica River, goes out to the Great Egg Harbor Bay. Batstow is right out at the beginning of where it looks like the beginning of the river.
Right.
We're actually almost over top of the real beginning of the river, the headwater.
So we need to start descent?
By the time you get on the upwind leg, we should be down around 1,500 feet probably, and then we want to be at traffic pattern altitude of 1065 when we get on the crosswind downwind side. So State Police helicopter is actually out here now.
Yeah, see.
You got him? I don't see him.
Oh, something's out here.
I'm
10 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
I'm looking.
He's down though.
Relative to that little body of water, is he? I got him. Got him. He's right almost over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's November 5NJ is one of the many state police helicopters. That's
25,
So as you get lower, it starts to get bumpy, huh?
Yep. Well, so where that layer of clouds was is an indication that's where the, you know, warmer or cooler air is meeting and condensing. So you can see as soon as we descended below that,
Yes.
we've descended now into a less smooth parcel of air or layer of air. And you can see it's right there where this cloud is.
Yeah.
We're not really calling that a cloud. That's a remnant of a cloud. Okay. You're doing this perfect. So you know what you're doing, right? We're on the left side. We're going to go up. Left turn, left turn, left turn, left turn, and
They should be cut down, yeah.
let's see. Anybody else still here? Don't see anyone, so... Oh, wait, there is. The guy in the diamond just came in on 45.
Okay.
We'll just listen.
Final 25,
So, I don't see him. He's midfield entering on a 45. And he's in a pretty small white plane, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't think he's going to be a factor, but we'll just keep our eyes open. So, why don't you grab that checklist and do an approach checklist? It's not going to be significant because it's just good practice.
Left base, runway 21,
Approach.
So let's look out here real quick. He said he's on the left base, which
Yes,
means
he's right here. On my, off the wing, coming off the wing. It's very
don't
difficult to see.
him.
He's turning left base now.
I'm just gonna lift the wing and see if
Yeah.
I got him.
Right here?
I got him.
Yep.
Okay. 5 minutes traffic, 62862 upwind. Got the diamond in sight.
Altimeter and DG check.
Okay, let's not go any lower than 10, whatever it was, 62, because that's our TPA here. I'm gonna turn this off. Our traffic pattern was 1065. So go ahead.
Okay, so flaps, excuse me. Radio set, runway determined, TPA determined.
Got it. Let's look at the windsock now. The windsock,
Hamilton traffic to Camelon, 7 miles north of line in Hamilton.
windsock's right there. Do you see it? It's a little bit faded, pointing right down the runway. It doesn't look
that bad.
No, it doesn't, but let's assume it is. You can put that away if you're done with that.
All right.
You got the plane.
I have the plane.
Okay, so the problem with turning crosswind, I would do it now because if he doesn't go around for any reason.
Yeah.
Coming to traffic, Skyhawk 62862. We are crosswind runway 21. So if he did a go around right now, it'd be hard for him to get to 1,000. But what if he's already at 800 when he starts to go around? He'd fly right into us. So lift the wing and see if he's on the ground. Yeah, he's on the ground, so he's no factor.
Right.
You just want to be a little bit careful. Let's lift the nose a little because we don't want to descend below the pattern altitude till we're actually midfield. And whenever you think it's good, the downwind is a 90-degree left turn.
Yes, it is.
You can make the radio calls whenever you would like. I'm just gonna stay here.
So what is Hamilton traffic?
I'm in traffic, Skyhawk left downwind, runway 21.
Hamilton traffic, Skyhawk 62862, left downwind 21, Hamilton traffic.
Your radio calls are awesome, so you're not going to have that problem. So right now, it's time. So power back, carb heat on, nose up. We're a little bit fast.
How is the traffic? Warrior for 9 Quebec.
Grab this.
Taking off
Our ground speed's pretty fast because we got a tailwind, right?
Because I didn't pull it to 1700.
No, but we're still going to have a ground speed that's, you know, your speed over the ground right now is about 10 or 15 knots more than it normally would be. So when you turn, just get ready, and then it's going to be a really slow ground speed when you turn. Let's get this up. Yeah, look back at the runway. Look back at the runway.
Some departing as well.
That's okay. The problem right now is you're kind of halfway to your base, so don't try and turn back on the downwind. Let's just go ahead. I'm just going to give you a little push here.
Okay.
And watch your ball. Okay, so now you're on a base. You're on the left base. You can go ahead and turn final, and we'll figure the rest out in a minute. I would take just a touch of power back to about 17, and watch your ball. There you go. Everything looks good. Hamilton traffic, 62862, mile-and-a-half final, runway 21, departing traffic in sight.
So saying we're high?
We're high. So that's all right. You can just keep the nose pointed down. I'm going to add the rest of your flaps. We're not in the white arc, though, so let's lift the nose, pull the power. There you go. That's white arc, right? Not quite.
Yes.
There's the white arc. So let's take a little power out, and I'm just going to do a forward slip. I'm going to get you back down to the glide path, and when we get there, that diamond is right there, so keep an eye on him. You can add a little power. You're back on the glide path. Your plane.
My plane.
Wind is just a hair from the left to the right, right down the runway, and it's going to be a little bumpy, so just stay on the controls. Nice and easy. Don't lean your body. Use your feet and your hands. I'm just giving you a little right rudder, left aileron here. We're going to come back and do a clean one. So you can feel the gustiness. It's because of those trees, probably. And we'll be able to do a nice, I'm just holding this off. We're going to try and land on your wheel. We'll get rid of the flaps. Check them visually if you can.
Yes.
Flaps up, carb heat off, mixture full reg fuels on both, and we're ready to go. So we're flying already. Hamilton traffic, 62862, touch and go, airborne, runway 21, close traffic, Hamilton. Your plane.
My plane.
Positive rate, safe airspeed at VX plus 10. There you go. You got it?
My plane.
Okay, little nose heavy, so.
Yep.
Hamilton traffic, diamond departing runway 1, Hamilton.
Well, that's a little bit close to us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why don't we just
keep going?
Yeah, a little bit. Let's climb out and make him turn when we're ready instead of trying to accommodate his.
Ocean County traffic, helicopter 6 miles to
There's
southwest
500. You can go ahead and turn. There's nobody.
Ocean County.
We do need to be a little careful. There is an aircraft about, I don't know, 2 miles from the airport out here on what would be opposite direction to our downwind. So he's going to be 1,000 feet above you. Is that him right there? Look right there, 45 off your nose, up high. Right there. I don't know if that's him, so let's go ahead and turn because that plane looks further away.
Oh yeah, I see him.
I don't know if that's him. Just keep your eyes peeled right in here. I don't know. I think that was him out there. Yeah, it was.
Ocean County traffic, helicopter 4 miles to the south.
Okay.
1,200 climb to 1.5, transition northeastbound, looking for the traffic, Ocean County.
All right, you're all set up for a beautiful, you want to do another one here, right?
Yes.
So nose up a little, that'll help you slow down. You're all set. Beautiful.
All right.
That guy.
Central traffic, Skyhook 9. Chester County, Purcell, Woman, Item
Oh my God, guys,
inbound for the
please.
Pier Drive for the 45 for the left downwind on 1-1.
This guy's writing the essay here.
Hamilton traffic, Diamond turning left crossing 2-1 Hamilton.
Hamilton traffic 62862, left downwind base, runway 21 Hamilton.
So around this little clearing, make right turn.
So there's two streams. There's one right there,
Yeah.
and there's one there. You don't want to go past the second one. That's my only advice.
Okay.
You'll be really long. Anywhere past the first stream is perfect.
Hamilton traffic, Diamond turning left.
Really depends how high you are. You're gonna have you're a little high. You're gonna have a really strong headwind, so that's gonna help you. And you got this. You see these guys playing soccer out here. Look at this turf field.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes there's 10,000 people out here.
Traffic, Skyhawk 40 Echo, we're on the upwind for runway 21, Hamilton.
Hamilton traffic 62862, turning final 21 Hamilton traffic.
Just put your nose down a little now, because we are high. You can take a little power out, and the flaps are going to be the problem. So I'm going to get them before you pick up any airspeed here. So now you got full flaps. Wind is right down the runway this time, and it's slightly variable. And there's your glide path right there. You're on the PAPI. So if you don't, there you go. Add some power. You're going to blow through the bottom of it. Nice. You got the plane.
I have the plane.
My feet are straight up and my hands are up here. I'm going to intervene if necessary.
Copy that.
But I would like to get you on the ground using your hands and feet. So little power, little power. That's the gustiness.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't be afraid, you know.
Okay.
And don't lift the nose when you do that, because that generally is not necessary. So just stay calm and work it down using your throttle. This is nice.
Runway 21, Hamilton.
Now, right rudder, right rudder, right rudder. And a little power, because we just came in balloon. This is going to be a good landing. Just a little power, right rudder. Super sideways, but that's okay. You got it on the ground, and the headwind really helped you there.
Thankfully,
otherwise, it was slowing you down. Otherwise, you would have been going really fast sideways. And yeah, so that's the danger that we were just talking about. So there's our rotation. Flaps up, carb heat off, mixture full rich. Positive rate is 500 feet. And our airspeed is just about VY. So I'm going to give you the plane. You have the crosswind traffic. Let's head back up. Let's head back up, because, I don't know, unless you want to do another one here.
No, we can go back.
Mountain Airport, automated weather observation.
I don't want to waste too much of your time. You've probably been out here for an hour plus. So, yeah, you're going to be 1.5. You can go out straight out, unless you want to go in the car. Let's go straight out. We'll get to an altitude that's safe and away from the airport, and then you can do whatever you want. I usually go out here to Route 206 is just off our right.
Okay.
So this is a really good pilotage exercise. If you get out to, say, 500-800 feet, make a right-hand turn, find 206, and use 206 to navigate all the way back to the Vincenttown Water Tower. Have we done that before?
Yes, we have.
All right, so I'm going to obscure my iPad from you.
So this is 206.
206 is right over there.
Echo turning base runway 21, Hamilton.
So that water tower is, you got to keep the turn coming. And you remember that the Chislehurst Towers are
I see
right there. So you don't ever want to go past 206 until you see those towers. So here's 206 directly below you. Okay.
Turning left base 11, Chester County.
And 206 should keep you well clear of the airport. And you're generally going to want the highway out your window, maybe a quarter of a mile, so you can see it and anticipate the turns. And I'm going to keep an eye out on the traffic at Hamilton. So there's the airport.
Yes.
Maybe just, there shouldn't be anyone blasting down here this far out, but there might be. We just did it.
Right.
So this is 206 in front of you. So just use that. It eventually goes back to the Vincenttown Water Tower. And then from the Vincenttown Water Tower, you should be able to find your way back over to runway 19er. I'm not not even going to make a final call. Traffic 12 o'clock, 1 nautical mile, 800 feet below. That's the guy on short final, F-mile final.
Yep, see him. No factor.
You're at 1,500 feet. We should be. So I'm just obscuring the.
We're heading for 2,000. Oh, 1,500.
It's up to you. You're flying. I mean, I would.
2,000 was smooth.
Kind of like the 2,000 smooth, 1,500 allows you to keep a close eye on Route 206, but as long as you can see it. So we're clear of the airport. If you want to get the highway out your window, that's fine.
Hawker 837 Foxtrot is about 14 to the west. We'll be doing overhead for the visual left downwind 16 Carroll Camp.
Hamilton 40 Echo, on the go, runway 21 Hamilton.
So we just flew through that cloud layer. This is not a IFR issue or a IMC issue, but you do want to be aware if you ever see that it could build. We were landing 19er, we're going to do a 45 entry out to route.
And SkyTech at Carroll County, Hawker 837 Foxtrot, less than 10 minutes out, and looking to see if we got a driver there for our passengers.
Okay, so you got the highway?
I got the highway turning.
Oh, cool, they're harvesting cranberries down here.
Heading Hamilton to the west.
Very nice. That's always a cool thing to watch once. Okay, good job. You found that sign late.
County for Star 119 Mike Alpha on the left crosswind, heading to the north.
Yeah, we got some clouds coming in here. I think this is the beginning of the end of flying today.
That's good.
Well, it's good for you. It's not good for anybody else. Yeah, the early bird got the worm for sure today, man.
And you still have your barbecue?
So, I thought the barbecue was today. The guy did not put on the website when the barbecue was, so I went and got all the food that he asked me to get. And I said, I hope it doesn't rain, and he goes, it doesn't matter because it's on Sunday, knucklehead.
Chester County traffic citation.
So I went and looked at all the information he posted, and I can't find the date anywhere, so I think he just assumed I knew when this thing was. It's tomorrow afternoon, so it's no big deal. We're going to be done by then.
3 minutes.
We're kind of flying just an hour later or something tomorrow, aren't we?
Yes.
9:30 or 10 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still have 206?
I still have 206. That's
Because
right
it
there.
gets a little more difficult to find, but because there's a road goes that way, that's Tuckerton Road.
And Earth traffic beach 47, Mike turning final 28.
I thought it would be smoother up here.
It's not that bad, unless you really have to take a leak.
No.
Like I do.
Oh.
And then it's like super bumpy.
Issues.
Yeah. So there's water towers everywhere.
Yes.
There's a plane down low over there. I don't know if
Yes.
you see him. What that guy's doing.
Center traffic, Cessna 811 is turning left crossing 25.
Do you want to change back to...
Yeah, we can do that while you're out here. You can go back to 1228. So I would flip-flop it so you can keep McGuire. There you go, and you can just 10,
That was even worse. You're coming in about 2 by 2.
10 kilohertz. There you go. And then flip-flop it again. Unless you want to listen to McGuire till we get closer. But we're close enough to Flying W. You kind of want to get a picture of what's going on there, right?
Yes.
And we could just do a quick... Oh, I forgot. We switched this. 119.
And the traffic 94006.
07 Zulu. Wind variable at 05. Peak gusts 18.
So
Visibility.
that's what we're worried about. Did it say 18, right?
Yes, peak gusts.
Variable 05, peak gust 18. So not the end of the world, except the variable part and the 18 part. So we'll just keep an eye on it. It's kind of the way it was when we left. I don't think it's gotten a whole lot worse, but We are directly over the town of Tabernacle now.
Okay.
Heading toward Vincenttown Water Tower, directly in front of you, which is Vincenttown, New Jersey. And can you see the Flying W airport from here? Do you know where it is?
Nope.
Alright, so find your visual reference points. Flying W, nurseries, Red Barns, antenna. Flying W is just to the left of that, you can't see it.
There's a traffic stop.
But I can see the Red Barns in the middle of the nursery. Do you see the, you know, it's not crystal clear, but I can see the Red Barns, right?
Yeah.
Do you see them over there?
Yeah.
Just look at the water tower and just keep looking left till you see the Red Barns white roof, and there's a cell phone tower just to the left of that. So, yeah, your power's just a little bit low right now. Everything looks good though.
Flying W, 9 Fox Juliet is joining left downwind 19, flying W.
If you want, when you are ready, I can just give you a vector to the 45.
Okay.
You could probably descend down to 1,500 because we're almost to the point where we just want to turn. Actually, this wind is going to help you. If we turn just a little bit left in a minute, we'll be on a 45. We're going to fly right over Red Lion Airport, which is somewhere, I can't see it yet, it's somewhere a little closer. See this concrete? Let me just point you. See that concrete plant right there on 206? Red Lion Airport runway is right in front of it, so you see the runway right here? You see it down there? That's the end of the runway, it's behind that tree line. The far end is there. So we're going to fly right over that, and we're going to point the airplane on a 45. Now I can see the solar panels at the end of the sewer plant in front of Flying W. See the solar panels?
I do.
That's kind of, but we're not going that way. We're going to go in on the 40. Now do you see the Red Barns?
Yes.
So let's just point right at the Red Barns. You'll be on the 45.
And come down.
Flying W traffic, 62862, inbound 45, runway 19, Flying W. Okay, we are directly over Red Line, so let's turn left 15 degrees.
Flying W says 9 Fox Juliet, turning left base 19, Flying W.
You got the Red Barns?
Yeah.
Just get used to that picture right there. Those Red Barns with the white roof, there's a really good contrast in the day.
Right in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we want to be at 1200 when we get there and 1049 right past it. Actually, you can get to 1049 as soon as possible. So there's a good contrast, Red Barns, white roof, and at night there's a cell phone tower and some lights in that area that are also really bright. I think there's 2 or 3 lights on a stand right near that cell phone tower. We're in pretty good shape here. The runway is behind that tree line, so you can't see it. Nope. But you can see the building. The helicopters are hangered in down there. And then the far end of the runway is this brown field that used to be green. And you can see the hangars now.
Yes.
So I'm just pointing that out because eventually you got to get used to all this. Let's hold that. Let's hold that. So we are on the 45 for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to give you back some visibility to where we are. There's where you are. You're on a perfect 45 right now.
Okay. And
we can
see traffic.
You do see traffic?
Yeah.
I don't. Where? Point it out.
Just where that the truck was. It's just going. It must be landing because it went behind the trees.
Okay, so he's on the ground. You can go ahead and turn right. 45 degrees, we'll be on a nice downwind. Flying W traffic, 62862 is left downwind, runway 19, Flying W, full stop. How do I know let's just, hang on, I'm just gonna help you out because we are getting blown really hard, so if we don't make a steep turn, we're gonna end up over top of the airport. There we go. So that wind is,
now I see it. It's right there.
Yeah, sorry. The wind was pushing you really fast.
Yeah.
And so our ground speed was really fast.
South Jersey traffic, 8 Yankee Tango is clear at 26, South Jersey.
Okay. Yeah. Got a guy on final.
Traffic to cap on, turning final.
Got a bird right there.
So
wow, that looked like an eagle. Did it have a white head?
I didn't see it.
I think it was.
Flying up traffic, damage joining left downwind, runway 19, flying up.
Okay, so this guy is not right up our butt, but he's a mile behind us. Flying W traffic, 62862 is turning left base 19. All right, let's get full visibility here, and you know what you're doing, right? So it's land long this time.
Okay. A bit of power.
longer. So this is actually a perfect pattern
Flying
because
W,
we're inside.
9 Fox Juliet, clear at
Just give it a little bit of turn in because the wind is going to push. See the South Jersey?
Yes.
We're just getting blown out. There you go.
Good.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to, go ahead and grab the rest of your flaps. We're in the white arc. We'll land, so we're not going to have the shadows now. The sun came up, so just pick a spot a third of the way down the runway as your aiming point. We'll use that as our landing spot, see if we can avoid the bumpiness.
Traveler, downwind 25.
Just hold that before you turn, hold it, hold it, hold it, and there's your turn point. And watch, nose down just a hair. So I don't know what's taxiing down here.
Yeah, it's picking up.
I don't know if that's just a Cessna with nice wing lights. It doesn't look like a twin engine, does it?
And let them know that we're coming in.
Flying to be traffic, Skyhawk 62862 is half mile final 19 full stop. Okay. Yeah, I don't know whose plane that is. It does look like a Cessna with just nicer wing tip lighting. So normally we'd be a little high, but don't let it go down too much. Yeah, because we want to land long. There you go. This is good.
Flying W traffic, diamond turning left base, runway 19.
Keep your nose down a little bit and start working your power back. Just a hair, no, not too much. See where that shadow is?
Yes.
Let's land beyond that. So use a little power. I got a little bit of right rudder needs to, there you go. And I think now don't let the power out or you're going to just drop out of there. You go. Now just work it back, right rudder, right rudder. You got this, right rudder. Just a little bit of power, we're going to fall. Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
I mean, we were pretty high off the ground.
Yes, we were.
And that stall horn was blaring, but I'm just going to, we were starting to get a little bit slow. You don't want to drop out of the sky for 8 or 10 feet.
I thought we were lower.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Yes.
Thinking you're lower is not a good excuse for breaking your back.
No, it's not.
But that was fine. We weren't that high. Otherwise, I would have grabbed the throttle from you.
But if I'd pumped a little power in there, we would have floated a little bit longer now.
That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Yeah, just a touch. I mean, it's not a lot. You just need like 100 RPMs. Will keep you from going down and give you some forward speed.
After landing flaps up, mixture for taxi.
So you've been out here for 1.5. Is that enough for today?
Yeah, that's fine.
I think you could do this all afternoon. You're just kind of burning gas and money at this point. So watch the guy in the diamond come in here. Let's do an Olympic judging. So he's not aligned with the runway.
Right.
So that's
tell
gonna,
that from here?
Oh my God, he's, he was a quarter mile. And he doesn't know that, I don't think. Or now he's starting to get a line. He's a little high. He has no pappy light.
Oh, man.
So now he's stabilized, I guess.
Right.
He seems a little high to me.
Yes.
But again, there's a lot of wind, so.
And he might be coming in, want to come in.
Yeah, he might just have a little power. Now he's struggling to get aligned with the runway because he was never aligned all the way out. And he's fighting the wind. So he would have benefited from doing what we did, which was land long.
Right.
He may not even be aware that there's a vortices there, but now he's descending pretty fast.
Man.
So.
South Jersey traffic, Skyhawk.
Please don't do a go around from there. This is not good. Oh, fuck me, Jesus. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, you did it though.
Yeah, that needs to be, you don't ever want to be out here if that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Because that was just he only didn't kill himself by chance there.
South Jersey traffic, Yankee Tango is turning down 126, South Jersey.
Yeah, don't ever be out here if that's the best you think you can do, because that guy...
Flying W, 9 Fox Juliet.
The only reason he didn't just crack that thing up was pure luck.
Flying W.
There was no skill involved in that. Where'd we get this thing? 3. So let's come just a little right, not a lot, just maybe to the crack. And just hold the power right there until We're gonna turn late. We want to turn late, so we want to get lined up with his prop.
Okay.
Everybody always turns a little early, and then we're kind of on the wrong side of it. Just a little bit of power. A little bit more. There we go. That just put your head right there. That looks pretty clear to me.
Oh yes. All right, off the landing flaps. Make sure we don't know that landing lights is required. Trim wheels, everything on the right.